welcome to today's video on Nena's Bubble. Today's bubble is going to be making some Christmas cookies, and these Christmas cookies look like they're weaved together like a basket. I'm going to be making them for Luna's class. We're gonna give those for like little Christmas little gifts for the kids. And this is the ingredients that I'm going to be using for the cookies. And we're going to be making a little bear, a little Christmas tree, and a little stocking. I actually wanted to do a little mitten, but I didn't have that little cookie cutter. There's of course the gingerbreads. You can make it any little thing, gingerbreads. And for the ingredients I'm going to be showing you right away. You will need butter, you will need almond extract, you will need vanilla extract, of course flour, granulated sugar, some baking powder, and green and red coloring, because those are the two colors that I want to do because it's for Christmas. And you're going to be needing a large egg. This is room temperature. The butter, it's going to be unsalted butter. Unfortunately, I don't have unsalted butter. This has salt, but it doesn't matter. It works as well. And you're going to be needing measuring cups and measuring spoons, and your mixing thing for mixing whatever. If you have this heavy duty one or if you have another one, you're going to need parchment papers and your baking sheet, of course. And that's it. So let's get to mixing my ingredients right over here. And our butter in there first, and we're going to be adding 1 cup of butter. And we want to do this so it becomes fluffy and airy and nice. Now you should also be preheating your oven to 350 Fahrenheit. And we're going to be adding our granulated sugar. You can see here our butter, it's already like fluffy, and the color already has changed. Before yellow, now it's a little bit whiter. And now we're going to be adding in the mixer, when the mixer is on low, we're going to be adding our granulated sugar. There you go. And you're going to be putting it on low. If you see my shadow, I'm sorry. Mine have sugar, and I'm going to be adding it gradually. So slowly, gonna add my sugar. We're gonna add the egg now. Temperature, room temperature, and this is a egg. Our extract, and our extract is going to be the vanilla and the almond extract. So for each of them, we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and there you go, and half of teaspoon of almond extract. Now, while that is doing right there, we're going to be adding our baking powder. Now, our baking powder is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Your baking powder is this one with a little pearl right here. After that, we're going to be adding our flour. And our flour, we're going to be needing 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Here's 3 cups of flour, but we're gonna be adding them in half of a cup increments each in here. So we're not gonna dump 1, we're gonna dump half. But make sure that you have your 1 cup here, and then half of it, you take half of it and you incorporate it into your batter over here, and then wait until that gets mixed, and then add in the rest of it for all your 3 cups. at that. You can see, and the dough, it's a nice little dough. It's not sticky. It's not like kind of like it almost looks frosting sometimes. This one, it's like a dough. Look, it's a little ball. So we're gonna cut this in half because we're gonna be making red and green. When you don't want your dough to be sticky, you can obviously add just a bit of flour and then knead it together, and it'll be way easier and more manageable for you to mix and not so sticky. You're going to be adding parchment paper to the area that you're going to be working on. You're going to be adding your dough to each of the parchment papers. Roll it out as thin as you want it to be. Then after that, we're going to be cutting strips. So roll out your dough. Then after that, if you have a pizza cutter, it's better. If you have a rolling cutter, it's also better. I have this cutting little thing for cookies and all that things. So I'm going to be cutting it like that. It's straight. I'm going to be making little strips just like that. And your squares, you're obviously going to be making strips. Your strips could be 1 inch or 1 finger thick. So as soon as you do that one, you know the sizes of the other one. I recommend for you to test your finger. Your finger's always going to be the same size. So once we have this, we're going to start weaving. I'm going to be moving your strips like this. You can get your green strips. We're going to be lifting one over the other, so it goes under and over, under and over, under and over. So just like this, we're going to be doing this process all the way to the other side. So if you want, you lift the first one, then you put your green one right under. Make sure you don't pull them too much. And then leave this one on top. Get your top one and then put this one right under. And then leave that one on top. Lift your red one, put your green one on the bottom, put your red one on the bottom, lift your red one, put your bottom on the green, and so on and so forth. One just like that. Make sure that you had put flour right under, so it's easier to lift up and it's easier to hold and everything. It's good. So we're going to be doing this process over and over again, just like that. So since we started green on the bottom on the first one, now green would be on the top on the first one, just like this. So we're carefully going to lift the red one. We're going to lift the red one and then put green and then put this one like that. If you for easier process, make your squares a bit shorter so you don't have to be lifting so much of the cookie dough. So it's easier for you. You know what I mean? Just like that. Now when it's done and all, I gave it a little roll just with the rolling tape, just like that, just to make sure that everything was going to be sticking to each other and they're not gonna come apart or anything like that. And then you're gonna get your desired cookie cutter and then just cut away. I'm going to make this little tree here. I'm going to put it at the edge as possible. And look at this. Once your cookies are ready and your oven it's already preheated 350 degrees Fahrenheit, you put them in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Putting them in these little baggies, which are for the cookies once they have been cooled enough and everything. If you want to put frosting in there, like you could, if they're gonna be on a plate. If you're gonna put them in little baggies like this, do not put it. I have added a little boxy here with stickers because these are for Luna's class. I got these ones at the Walmart. They were 99 cents, and this one says Happy Holidays, and both sides have the printout already. And I like to have two kinds like this because in case for a girl or a boy. And yeah, that's how I'm going to be putting them and placing them in the baggies for the class. Right here, they are already out of the oven. I'm just cooling them, and you can see they didn't lost their shape. They didn't became so puffy, and all the little figures, you can tell it's a little bear, you can tell it's a little tree, you can tell it's a little stocking. This recipe doesn't make the cookies puff up and lose its shape and all that stuff. You can even see I left some really near to each other, and they are just barely touching each other, but not like flooding into each other. But yeah, that is all that I have for you guys for today's recipe and how I did this woven cookies. Give me a thumbs up. Happy holidays, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.